from St. Cloud, Florida, this is the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
You're going to be throwing out the first pitch at a New York Mets game. That's amazing. I've always wanted to do that.
Welcome to the Doc Show, Coast to Coast.
And it's baseball season now, so we get to watch a 450-pound man pitch for the Mets.
Oh, it's bad. I don't want to say you're a laughing stock, so it's another word means everybody's laughing at you.
Weeknights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
I can still remember my first Mets game. My dad took me to it. I was 4.
Dad was a brilliant man.
Good thing he's dead now.
Hiding your feelings behind a wall of sports.
That way he can't see the mess they're going to become
Oh,
this year.
he's watching down.
He said, don't worry about it.
Give Doc a call, 407-498-3193.
Yeah, I don't get that radio show. What am I, an astronaut?
I'm a Yankee fan, but I love the Mets pitching staff.
Loving the Mets is one of the few things that brought me and my dad together.
What do you get when you cross a highly outspoken individual with the power of radio?
Their hitting is pathetic. Oh, man, what did I just step on? Oh, first base.
Well, you still get the highly outspoken Doc.
You can go back to your sports clubs.
Often imitated, never quite duplicated.
Come on, Big Sexy.
This is the Doc Show, Coast to Coast, with Doc Holliday.
And those poor Mets. It's nothing left of them. Big Sexy's gone.
Where'd he go?
The Mets just let him go. He signed with Atlanta.
Oh.
Cespedes is gone. Free agent. Didn't even make a pitch for him. Gone.
Wow.
That's 30 home runs gone out of your lineup.
Yeah, but
31 if you include Big Sexy.
fair enough.
Yeah, the Mets, don't look at the Mets now this coming year. While the Cubs make additions, the Mets are subtracting, and they just don't have anybody in that pitching lineup that's going to be able to take the innings that Big Sexy took. That's I know he's a big guy, he's 400 pounds, but that he saved their season and got them into the playoffs. Now, they didn't win, but not everybody wins when they get in the playoffs. Somebody's got to lose, and the Mets did that very well. But losing Cespedes, huge. I mean, absolutely huge. A bat in the lineup, and they're still not set. They might lose their first baseman, the guy that got from the Tampa Bay Rays, who I thought played pretty well. He apparently is going to be gone, and they need pitching. You got to have pitching. So they were fun to watch for a couple of years. I know they still got that pitching staff that the guys need haircuts and stuff. But I think they have sunk back into a third-place team. I mean, look, you got one guy called the Dark Knight, and the reason he's hurt is because he doesn't work out, and he goes out and parties. I mean, and Cespedes got pissed off at the press because, remember when his back hurt last year?
Right.
Well, a couple of the New York Post guys were on a golf course watching him hit 400-foot drives, and then he said he couldn't play in the game, and that caused a big stir. So, I mean, some guys just can't handle New York press because they know everything about you. And I'd have to say, Donald Trump, you're just going to have to learn to live with the New York Times, brother. They're not going to come your way. The New York Daily News is not going to come your way. I came your way. And not only did I vote for you, I dedicated this show to you. So you just do what you got to do, man. All right, let's get back to the National Football League. All right, fourth game, 1 o'clock, Sunday. Supposedly, you're over that Thanksgiving bloat and hangover. But it's not true. Because Sunday you'll drink more because there's more football. And you know something? You partied on Saturday because Florida State. You partied on Friday because it was the day after Thanksgiving. Come on. You know damn well more people call out that Monday than almost every other, except for the Super Bowl, Monday of the year.
I think I got us some music. Hold on.
Do I wait here?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Let me hear it. See if I can identify it.
I mean, it just gives us something.
I can't identify it, so that probably means it's not copyrighted.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
All right, very good.
Is that okay for right now? Until we find something better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
All right, so we got the Titans on the road. And they're going to go to Chicago to play the Bears. And, of course, last week, the Bears played a good game against the Giants. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous at the end, and the Titans just mauled. And they have been mauling everybody they've been playing. They don't always win, but they maul.
But they maul.
But they've got a great young quarterback. The Bears are the Bears. The Titans are on the road. The Bears are in Chicago, and they're at home. What do you say? A bam, a bam.
The Bears are like a bad news Bears. The Titans are just the Titans.
Thank God we got this music.
I know, because now I can think.
Yeah, you can turn it up a little, too. People can hear you thinking.
Yeah. Who do I go? Eeny, meeny, miny, 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 moo, moo, moo. Remember the Titans. I don't know. Go with the Titans.
So thank to Denzel Washington.
Yes.
You're going to take this team.
Remember the Titans.
All right, there you go. Titans on the road. That's a pretty easy pick. I haven't picked the Bears all year, and they hadn't let me down. So,
well, there you go.
I'm going to take the road team. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans because I think maybe an outside shot at the wild card this year. AFC's not as strong as it was, and I think the Raiders are going to roll into the first wild card real easy. I see at that point the Titans could be in for the second wild card. You've still got to consider the Broncos. You've still got to consider San Diego. But I like the Titans on the road, so I will take Tennessee to beat the Bears. 1 o'clock. Uh-oh. The Jaguars, her team, are playing the Buffalo Bills with sexy Rexy Ryan that's getting bigger by the week. Remember how good-looking he was? He lost all that weight.
Well, you know.
He took the lap band out to support his brother, who is fat. And of course, Rob Ryan is their defensive coordinator. Now, I think the Bills are a pretty damn good team. They're just not great, but pretty damn good in the AFC East. That'll get you somewhere, especially when you're playing Jacksonville. Bam, bam.
I want to go with the Jags. I really do, because they seem to do well away. But unfortunately, away usually means out of the country.
Well, Buffalo is pretty much that's
true. It is on the border of Canada.
That's in Siberia.
That's true. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be cold.
It will be, but not as cold as it can get in Buffalo.
Oh, I still want to pick you Jaguars, but I gotta go with the Bills at home.
All right.
I'm sad. I'm sorry, Blake. I cheated on you.
There you go. And I'll also take Bills at home because they're the better team. They've got wide receivers. Not much of a quarterback, but a pretty good defense. All Jacksonville has is a pretty good quarterback. And he'll never be great until that management in Jacksonville gets him a couple of wide receivers or a good tight end. Maybe a guy that comes out of the backfield that can catch the ball. Blake Bortles is by himself. And every time I say that, I get these emails. Well, didn't you see number 11? Well, look, if you can't name the guy, then I don't have any respect for whoever it is you're talking about. That's allegedly a Jacksonville wide receiver. So when you name somebody, that means they've come of age. And in Jacksonville, they need someone to come of age quick. I'll take the Bills at home. All right, now, still in the 1 o'clock games, it is the Cincinnati Bengals on the road. Now, they are fighting for their lives, folks. One more loss, and they could miss the playoffs. They're going to take on the Ravens. They also have playoff aspirations, and they are playing in Baltimore. The Bengals versus the Ravens. Bam, bam. That was a very insightful sigh.
This music makes me feel like I'm at a rave. So,
Oh, yeah, I can see you at a rave. You betcha. You're a rave-type chick.
I am. So, guess who I'm gonna pick? Ravens. Ravens at home. Because I'm going to the rave. The rave
right.
to the kitchen and do Thanksgiving prep when we're done.
The Bengals, if they're going to beat anybody, any good, with any chance of making the playoffs, they've got to beat the Ravens. But the Ravens are at home. Thanksgiving weekend, got to take the home team. I will take the Ravens, and I'm not a rave type of guy. 1 o'clock game. The Arizona Cardinals. They're also fighting for a playoff slot. They take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are at home. The Cardinals are on the road. What is your bizarre reason for picking this team?
You know, I heard I heard an 80s show, and it was talking about Falcon's Crest. And who was it that played, or was it Knots Landing? I think they were linked together, weren't they?
Other than my 80s show, what 80s show could you possibly be listening
Well,
to?
remember I told you said they were giving XM away in the car?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I listen to the 80s on 8 to see if there's songs that we miss because, you know, we're good at what we do, but, you know, sometimes you hear one that you're like, oh, wow.
And I bet every song you hear there, we're already playing.
For the most part, yes. I do have one that I'd like to make a request on. But,
What's that? Go ahead. You can tell me.
Tempted. You know, Tempted by the Fruit of
Squeeze.
Yeah.
Hey, that's okay to put in regular rotation, but when I do Saturday night, I like to keep it up tempo.
So I can put it in the regular rotation.
Put it in regular.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. With that, I'm going to go with the Falcons because I was thinking Falcon Crest, but then I was thinking Knots Landing. So, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Falcons.
All right. It's a 1 o'clock game, and the Cardinals, they're coming in from Scottsdale, Arizona, where they're 3 hours behind. So technically, they'll be playing at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
You go with the home team here. You take the Atlanta Falcons. Now I keep saying week after week after week, the Cleveland Browns have to win one game.
Is this the one?
They have to upset a much better team, and they have to upset a team that might be a little cocky. And I don't know if you've noticed, Cleveland, in the first half, they look like they could win every single game I have watched. And then in the second half, they fall apart. Well, this week, as I tremble in fear, the Cleveland Browns are at home, mind you. And guess who's coming to town? The New York Football Giants. And I know Rob wishes he was here to see the look on my face.
That was very good. We did that together with such teamwork.
But I knew I knew this game was coming.
Yeah.
And the Giants are on the road. The Browns do have to win one game. But is it the Giants they beat, who are 7-3 and just 2 games off of the Dallas Cowboys, who are 9-1? That just means the G-men are going for the wild card playoff. But if the Giants lose to the Browns, 7-4, but that would be awful. It would be embarrassing. Now, I've been a Giant fan for 35 some odd years. I've witnessed the New York Football Giants win 4 Super Bowls. I was at 1. They've been in 5. But the Giants have also done some amazingly embarrassing things over the years. The miracle at the Meadowlands. Just losing games they had clinched with a minute left to go. Now, those 4 Super Bowls make me proud to be a Giants fan. But 4-35, you can tell there was a lot of heartache there. Bam, bam. The Giants take on the Browns. Got to win one.
It ain't gonna be this one, baby. I'm going big blue. I want your New York Football Giants.
All right, I have to admit, I thought of taking the Browns in this game.
Why? Why would you even do that?
Because...
Now, if the Giants embarrass us, then so be it, but...
Well, no, because there's always one game that you pick that nobody else picks. So nobody's going to pick the Browns. Everybody's going to pick the Giants. But I watched the Bears and the Giants last week, and the Giants almost lost to the Bears, for God's sakes. And they're 7-3. That's not 9-1. They could lose this game. But as far as picking purposes go, I put my check mark on the road by the Giants with just me going, oh, God, I hope that doesn't happen. But as a Giants fan, I don't think I've seen any worse than losing to the Browns. But I've seen some bad stuff. All right, 1 o'clock, the Rams. They come all the way to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saw the Rams play last week. They got a really good defense. And the Saints are the Saints. But when they're home, man, Drew Brees is usually on. Who do you like, the Rams or the Saints?
This is a tough game, to be honest with you.
It's tough because they're both very equal. The one has a fantastic defense, and one has a fantastic offense.
Yeah. It's a thankful weekend where we should be praising God for all of our blessings, and I just think praising God and Saints in the same sentence sounds good. So I'm going to go the New Orleans Saints.
All right, I'll take the Saints at home, and that's simply a home pick. Because if the Rams were in Los Angeles, I might pick the Rams over the Saints, but I will take a home pick on this one because Drew Brees is going to light them up. He is. I know the Rams got a great defense, but Drew Brees, he's coming. Now, it wouldn't matter to me who. Well, yeah, actually it would, to be totally honest with you. The Dolphins are at home. How about that West Coast? How about those teams they beat out there? How about coming back with almost no time left on the clock? The Dolphins are going to the playoffs. That's just me saying it. There's still a lot of weeks to go. I believe they're going to get one of the wild cards. And guess who comes to play the Dolphins? Oh, it's your San Francisco 49ers.
Did they dig their way to get to Miami? You know, they're the 49ers.
Yeah. That's a bad joke. Very
It's
bad.
okay.
Nobody
It's
gets
me. It's Pick'ems.
Nobody gets
It's Bam Bam Sam's NFL School of Pick'ems.
Nobody gets that. This would be, next to the Giants and Browns, this would be the upset of the week. That's all I'm saying. Make your pick.
I'm wearing kind of like an 80s looking shirt with the shoulder falling off the sleeve falling off the shoulder here. I'm digging this music. I'm digging it, and I'm going to go Dolphins. I went Dolphins last week. They did not fail me. 49ers, you suck. You got bad juju because you got freaking Colin. I hate America, and I don't vote to change things. Kaepernick, and that's bad juju, and until you get rid of him, you guys are done. I'm going Dolphins because, like I said, my elementary school team was the OLPH Dolphins. Why? Because they got OLPH in the Dolphins.
All right, now the 49ers, they're not going to lose every game, but they've only won one. And Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback, has increased his speed because he doesn't have an I voted sticker on his helmet. So he's quicker now than he used to be. But if you don't take the Dolphins at home, if the Dolphins lose this game, then no, they don't make the playoffs. This is a bigger game than you think. But the Dolphins at home should win. All right, now Chargers and Texans, both fighting for the playoffs. Chargers are on the road. They're coming in from San Diego all the way to Houston. Texans are at home. What do you say?
This is tough.
I'll grant you this one is very difficult.
You know what? I've stuck with Houston. Houston at home. Texans. Sex. Yeah. I like it. Texans at home.
All right, Texans at home it is. I'll take the Texans, but I might be wishing I picked those Chargers. But, hey, they're both fighting for the same playoff spot. So it's going to be a great game. Now we're at the 4:05 games. All right, Buccaneers. So you cost me the NFL pool last week and made a winner out of Rob. Liberal Rob, was the only man to pick the Bucs, and I think in the country, over Kansas City. And I could not believe what I was watching. And the Bucs buried Kansas City. Now, it's always those great teams that are going to lose to really bad teams when you're predicting wins and losses. Buccaneers are back home. Advantage? I don't know. Here come the Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks. And they are running for the division. Just like a lot, man. That AFC West, there are so many good teams out there. It's amazing. The Seahawks now got to come all the way from Seattle.
Yeah.
And they got to play the Bucs, who went to Kansas City, and they beat the playoff-bound, Andy Reid-led Kansas City Chiefs.
Aw, my Andy.
So, who you picking?
I don't... You know, I know the Seahawks are traveling as far as ways.
As far as ways?
Yes.
Got that eggnog going already?
They may be traveling over sea and air. You know, they've traveled via the sea because of sea, and then over the air because they're
They're
hawk.
flying across the continental United States.
Yeah, but
They'll fly over a river at the most.
It's the freaking Buccaneers. Come on. I think I'm going Seahawks. Yeah, you know, because Hawks. That was another mascot.
I think the Bucs are a fantastic choice in this game.
You do?
But I can't play like that. I'm going to stay safe because I'm leading the overall wins in the Doc football pool. And the safe pick is the Seattle Seahawks. I'm taking the safe pick and going with the Seahawks. Now, your Patriots.
Ooh.
They proved they can lose, but they're so good. Best coach in the league, best quarterback in the league, and they got a bunch of little guys running around catching everything Tom Brady throws. Now, these are always great games because the Patriots go down to New Jersey and they're taking on the New York Football Jets. The Patriots haven't always dominated the Jets. The Jets have done some crazy stuff over the years, but the Jets are the Jets. Can the Patriots bounce back? Bam, bam.
Yeah, definitely. Because Tom Brady's just too damn sexy to stay down like that. I mean, he could stay down if he wants to come over here, but I'm just saying, you know.
You're just saying.
I'm just saying.
No,
but,
saying,
I'm just saying Tom damn Brady. Tom Brady has apparently a better chance of being elected than anybody in 2020. So there was a story out on that. So Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
Well, I'll take the Patriots because if he's busy doing something else, Giselle might need some company.
Yeah.
So there you go. The Patriots should beat the Jets. Should beat the Jets. All right, now 4:25. Carolina Panthers. Don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs, but I could be wrong. They have rebounded. Won last week. They're going out to Oakland to take on the Raiders, who won Monday Night Football in Mexico City. That was a mess. That was just a mess. Mexico is a hellhole. The smog was unbelievable. Even in high def, you had trouble seeing what was going on the field on occasion. But the Raiders are at home. They can breathe Oakland air instead of Mexico air. I'm not sure which is worse. But the Panthers, man, they got to win every single game to make the playoffs.
No, you know what? Okay, foo-foo, Cam. Last year I believed in you because you won every single game to get to the playoffs. Now you've got to win every single game to even make it to the playoffs, and that's just impossible this year because you're too foofy. I think Cam still has a chip on his shoulder from last year. I think he dresses to whatever that thing is that he's got going on, and the Raiders are just going to crush you. It's just a stronger name, Raiders.
I got news for you. Somebody told Cam Newton he looked good in the attire he wears. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay.
But you don't dress like that unless somebody that you have a lot of respect for, or maybe a chick, could be a girl. I don't know that much about Cam.
I don't know.
Told him he looked good, looking like Malcolm X. Even Malcolm X would have said, yo, man, seriously? One color and a bow tie, not 15. Panthers are on the road. They got to win every game. I mean, one loss, goodbye. And they're not going to make the playoffs. The Raiders are rolling and could take that division. And I'll take the Raiders at home. Even though, because they've got to win, and the Raiders defense, it's okay. 27-20 was Monday night's game. All right. You know, they played Houston. Houston's going to put 20 up on them, and they could have tied the game, but the Raiders got the ball back. Raiders. But not a big, it's not going to be a rout. It's going to be a very, very competitive game. Here's one. This is going to take Bam Bam Sam all day to figure out. It's the 8:30 NBC Sunday night game. The Chiefs, who just lost to the Bucs, go to take on the Broncos, who won a Super Bowl last year with Peyton Manning. They don't got Manning anymore. The Broncos will be the home team. The Kansas City Chiefs, would they lose 2 in a row? It would definitely hurt their wild card chase. Bam Bam. If you could only see what I'm looking at here.
Doing like some kind of...
She's doing some kind of...
Mime.
It's like from Major League. When what's his name was Joba.
Joba. I need some chicken. Joba.
Somebody gets me chicken.
Get me a chicken.
I need a dead chicken.
I need to sacrifice a chicken. I was just feeling the music. I was like, whoa, man. You know what? Andy Reid, he's going to come back this week. I know it. I don't care that they're in Denver. I don't care that the air in Denver and they can't breathe and all that crap.
Chiefs are used to that.
Crap. I think Andy Reid and his Chiefs are coming back and they're going to cream.
Well, stop.
The Broncos.
It's too loud.
No, I'm good.
No, don't do that again. That was really way too loud.
Okay, they're going to cream.
Okay. You know, you're not an NFL player. Those guys want to scream on the field, that's fun. So
Listen,
you like the Chiefs.
I do like the Chiefs.
All right. Nobody beats the Broncos at home, fools.
I don't believe you.
And I will take the Broncos.
Come on, Andy. Bring it on.
All right. Monday Night Football. We've reached the end.
Yeah.
Where not only is Monday Night Football a pick that usually decides the football pool, except for this week, Rob had it clinched by Sunday. You also have to take...
That was his Thanksgiving gift. That's how we pay you, Rob.
What do you think the Packers will score? Write it down. What do you think the Eagles will score? And then you add it up, and that's your tiebreaker all the way down there at the bottom. Don't forget the tiebreaker, otherwise... You know, you could have the right pick, but the wrong tiebreaker because you didn't put anything there, and it doesn't do you any good. The Packers, Monday night, against the Eagles, who started off so good. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers. The Eagles, they got a rookie quarterback. Who wins Monday Night Football?
Oh, man. Did the Packers win last week? They did, right?
I do not have that information in front of me.
I thought you did.
Well, I probably do. Are you going to sit there and wait for me till I find it?
No, I'm thinking.
Green Bay played Washington. Washington won that game.
The Eagles are at home. People in Philadelphia throw steaks at the people in the stands.
It is a rough town to play in.
It is. I think the Packers are due a win.
All right, the Packers on the road.
Probably going to regret that, but I think the Packers are due a win.
You know what? I was going to pick the Packers, but since you and I picked so many games alike, I'm picking against you.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to take the Eagles at home. So
I'm not responsible if the Packers win.
we cannot tie because we're picking the same teams.
Okay.
All right. Figure out your tiebreaker. And that's it, man. It's 9 o'clock.
We did that right on time, Mr. Holiday.
I'm tired
That was pretty impressive.
from thinking. I just want everybody to have a safe, happy, drunken, eat fest Thanksgiving.
Stuffing, Grandma's stuffing.
And if you're having a drunken Thanksgiving, don't forget,
Grandma's stuffing along with her gravy.
keep your ass at home and off the road, if you don't mind. And remember what you should be thankful for. A lot of people can't answer that question right away. But if you think about it, remember it when you're sitting at that table and they say grace. And a lot of us, and I admit I've done this in my life. You just kind of mumble through grace. Think about what you're thankful for. Because you could have had Hillary. We're out. Goodbye.